All right, I am going to go through. I'm going to go through some of what I'm seeing on this property and why I think it might be slower than normal. Besides the fact that it is July, and notoriously July and August are slow months. We're seeing it across multiple properties where they're just not getting the activity that they did in the spring, especially. So let me show you something that I thought the most interesting thing just as I pulled it up. So here is a search. I'm going to do a half a mile search between 2,200 and 2,700 square feet. And when I do that, there is only one house. And guess whose house? It's your house. That's pretty fascinating. I mean, we're talking, look at my criteria: active, pending, and sold. How, there's very few places that I can think of that I could put a half a mile radius and have that big of a jump to 2,200 to 27. So let's go a little smaller, and we'll go all the way to 3,000. Oops. And if you do that, then we get 4 matches in a half mile radius, 3 of which have sold. And we've talked about these 3, 2,000, 2,100, and 2,192. So in a half a mile, that's what we saw. So when we initially did your market analysis, we looked at, we tried to find comparables, and we're like, oh, well, I guess we have to go out further. And so what I think is happening partially too is that when we came up with the number, it was further out. It was in different neighborhoods. But let's just do that. So if we want to get something close, so I'm going to go back to 2,200 to 2,800 square feet, and I'm going to go a mile this time. And when you do that, when you go a mile, now we've got 15. And now let's do it from low to high. And now look what we've got. We've got some prices that are up above where we are. And so let's look at some. So there's this one that's 739. It's been on the market for 16 days. It's a nice 2,400 square foot remodeled, cute property. It's in Shoreline. So we don't know what they're going to sell for, but they're hoping to get 739. We're a better deal than they are currently. They're on a 9,000 square foot house. They have a nice 1,000 square foot deck. That's pretty impressive. So then you go to something that sold for 750, and it's Lake Forest Park. And I do think Lake Forest Park tends to get higher prices. But when you look at this house, I mean, it's just a nice kind of rustic, remodeled home. I mean, this is not everybody's cup of tea because it's very dark woods and everything else. But it's in a great area, and it got. But look at it; they've got the popcorn ceilings, and I mean, it's not like it's amazing. So when you think of it that way, when you look at a broader area at 705, we seem pretty reasonable. But when you look at where the higher price points are versus the lower price points, we got all the Mountlake Terrace ones. Well, take us out. They've got an active for 639 that's 2,300 square feet, and 2 that were in the 5s. So I think one of our problems is that we're worried that you are potentially going to lose this house on Anderson Island. And so we feel like maybe we need to lower the price because we don't want you to lose that house. But honestly, if it weren't for that, if you were just selling and you didn't have to, I think that the price you're at is a price that you could stay at. Maybe dropping to 695 might just sound better because it, but I don't know that you need to do anything drastic. The issue is we know one house in Mountlake Terrace got that $700,000 price point, and it was a really nice remodeled house. The biggest issue is I think a lot of people that are looking. There's a lot of people who look in Lake Forest Park. That's sort of I call it like a destination city. I think Shoreline has become more popular. I think Mountlake Terrace too, over the years, has become more popular as well. But the biggest story that I think we would tell based on what we're seeing so far is your house is within a half a mile. It's way above what others have gone for. We need to get people looking that maybe are thinking they want to live in Lake Forest Park looking at your house. I think the price point is probably going to pull them because I think it is a reasonable price where it's at 705. I think there's easily a case to be made that that it's in that range. So I wanted to send this quick update. Steph and I have been talking a lot. I don't think you necessarily need to do anything yet, except for potentially know that we might be in it for the long haul. Let's look at some of the other actives too. So we're looking at a 13-day on the market for a really cute 2,300 square foot house. That's another Mountlake Terrace. This one's 12 days. This one is yours at only 9 days. So in current terms, we're still young on the market compared to some of those other ones. This one was 16 days. All of these are the higher priced homes, and the lower priced homes have all sold. This is the same one. And so that's it. This one went pending after 18 days. So I know Stephanie feels a lot of, she just wants to make sure you guys don't lose your house. But I think if we can remove that from the equation a little bit and just think in terms of, well, this is what everybody else is doing. It's taking a little more time. It might not sell like we hear all the stories of all our properties selling in days with multiple offers. Well, that doesn't always happen in July and August for sure. So yeah, think about all of this. I would think, in my mind, holding firm is fine. Dropping to 695 could be also a way. But since you already had a price reduction, maybe we just stay where we are. I think if you look at the broader market area, you're well within the range, and it's just tough when you're in that one spot. Hope that helps. Feel free to call us at any time if you have any questions, and I will be glad to answer any questions or talk about anything you'd like.